Then we moved on to another, we had one more Connect game we were playing, which is apparently already released, but...
Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja. And when it comes to slicing the pomegranate at the end, I fucking pwned it, okay?
Yeah, you sucked at the other part.
Everything else I kind of sucked at. But I got like 48, 50 hits on the last one, which kind of kicked ass, because that was the highest out of all three of us.
I played Fruit Ninja, the demo, when it first came out, and I played it like once, and I was in a bad mood and had to do something else, so I didn't enjoy it so much. But at PAX, I loved it.
You had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
It was fun.
They had like a contest going on in one spot, so there's a big lineup, but if you went to another spot, they were just playing it.
Yeah.
And that was a good time.
The contest, by the way, the prize for the contest, there was a whole bunch of cool shit for the prize.
You got like an Xbox, a Kinect.
But the main thing at the end of this whole list of things you get was a year's supply of fresh cut fruit.
And Shorty was all over that shit.
I was like, year's supply of fruit? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
I would eat fruit for a year. That's it.
Yeah, that's what that means.
No, I mean, like, I would just eat fruit for a year.
They had a lot of weird competitions going on, one of which is Rage.
Oh, that was fun. It was...
Not the game itself, but it was something about Shorty's Rage.
No, it was...
Here we go.
Azura's Wrath.
Azura's Wrath, and on the back, what does it say? Rage never dies. She won this because she got into a booth and screamed very loud and very hard, and then she got, like, almost to the top, and if you get 100%, then you can enter this contest to win, like, a badass amount of stuff. Oh, a $300 gift card?
It was a $300 gift card to Amazon.
Amazon.
I didn't
She got in there, and the guy's like, you get one more turn. He's like, what really makes you mad? And she points to me and says I'm a bitch, and he's like, I can't repeat that. So I'm, like, heckling her. And Abel already uploaded the video to that, too. It's pretty embarrassing. But she screams, and she gets the 100% and just keeps going. Like, you kicked ass.
At noteffingcute.com. I have big lungs. You know,
is that what you have to go with your big vagina?
I can hold my breath for a really long time.
Now, there were a few games I played that I was excited about. Very excited about. When you guys were in Borderlands, I actually met up with my girlfriend Barracuda. Ooh, Barracuda. And we snuck into Lollipop Chainsaw. And John Venture has been talking about Lollipop Chainsaw forever. He's so excited. Lollipop Chainsaw is going to be the best. It's the guys that brought you, frick. Give me a second. No More Heroes. Guys that brought you No More Heroes, basically bringing you this game. And it's kind of like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer for zombies. So she's a cheerleader, pigtails, real cute. She has a chainsaw, and she loves sucking on lollipops. And when she cuts things up, like rainbows and hearts come out, which sounds like over the top and cheesy. But someone compared it to Bayonetta, and it's a lot like Bayonetta.
She's Bayonetta?
A lot like Bayonetta, but cool. Without that shitty music in the background.
Bayonetta music was awesome!
I would have to mute Bayonetta to put up with that shit. Lollipop Chainsaw was great. She had all these cute little quips, and she was such a little bitch. And then, like, you cut people right down the middle. The only thing about it I didn't love was it was a lot of button mashing. It was like, why?
So it was Bayonetta.
Yeah, I guess so. But the boss that I got to fight was like a punk rock zombie. And his words, he's like, well, he's kind of like a punk rock star, so his words actually hurt. And I was like, what? So he says a word, and it comes down in these big block letters, and they fly at you. And then you have to jump over them. The words he's saying to you, these are the words in the demo. He calls her a vanilla slut, a cocksucker. He's like cursing her out. He's like, useless cum bucket, I don't know what. But he's like, vanilla slut! And then the words come down and come at you, and you gotta jump over it.
That's badass.
So, cocksucker and vanilla slut. And I'm like, so, and her boobs
I know you
like,
won't know this, but how was the typography? Do you know what font they were using?
It was blocked. It was very blocked and like, I'm pretty sure it was Comic Sans.
Because if the typography is good, I could see that being really cool.
It was very blocky and big, and it just like flew at you. It was kind of almost 3D too, like it came out sideways and then it came at you.
I can imagine in my head. So if it's
purple.
done not like that, I'm gonna be pissed.
Don't worry, it's done like that. Cool. So the game was fun. I was really excited. I kind of was like, had like a lesbo crush on her already. So because all you see is upskirt, I'm like, John Venture's gonna love this shit. He gets to play as a girl, and he gets to look up her skirt the whole time. So be excited for it.
So next PAX, what are you cosplaying as?
Ooh, I wish I could do Lollipop Chainsaw. I gotta think of
like?
some. She's blonde. I can't really pull off blonde.
Is she tall?
No, she's cute and a little.
No, she's cute.
Ow, you fucking cunt, that hurts. Look at that's why you're wearing these sweaters and covering up your skin. X-Men Destiny, another game I was excited about. If you're Al, a real gamer, you're probably not gonna like X-Men Destiny. If you're me, you're gonna fucking love it. X-Men Destiny is kind of like taking City of Heroes and taking the MMO out of it, limiting you to 3 characters and throwing you in like your own little world.
And you're in the X-Men universe. It's not like
yes.
Okay.
X-Men wise, please stop. X-Men wise, you see Emma Frost, you see Scott Summers, you see Iceman, you see Magneto, you see a bunch of the big names, and then he also said there's going to be smaller names like Pixie and a bunch of people like that. So you get to see a little bit of all over the verse. You don't get to see Kitty Pryde, which I tried to take up with him. If you go to our site, you can see my interview with the gentleman that worked on it. I think his name was David.
Don't make that
quote
up.
me on that.
Did you just make that up?
Odds are he was a David. The best part about the game was I liked that it was behind her. It was a very third-person viewpoint, which made me less nauseous. I liked the environment. I thought it was cute. I hated that you could only choose 3 characters and you can't really change their outfits because I'm all about changing the way they look so they look like me unless like some little Asian J-pop girl named Amy. Straight from Japan, named Amy.
But her last name was something
like Hiroshima. I don't know. Is that racist?
Did you just say her last name was Hiroshima? Is that what you just said?
Mugu Ganpan.
Say that a little louder for the camera.
Hiroshima. So, the best part about the characters is as you're collecting like these genes, like when you're doing stuff, you're collecting genes, you can choose to upgrade your character's powers in whichever direction you want. So if you wanted your X-Men to say have a certain X-Men gene, they take from the different like basic characters you already know, and they take their genes, and then they're like, if you want her to be telekinetic, like Jean Grey, you go in this direction. If you want her to be like, because when I played her, she had almost like an avalanche, where she would control the earth, and she would slap it down, and some earth would come from her hand. And he's like, yeah, that's the character. And I was like, oh. I would do her more like a Psylocke, and give her like a Psyblade and like a psionic power, but you can do whatever you want.
Well, man.
So I was really excited. September 27th, X-Men Destiny. I will be playing it.
I don't know if you got into with them, but like the ones that they didn't have, I know there was a bunch of characters that were like, oh, we don't have that character, but we do feature a lot of her powers or his powers. Was that like a licensing thing, do you think? Or do you think that was just they wanted to create some of their own little dudes?
I think all the contacts are X-Men characters, like established X-Men characters, whether they're small known or well known. But it could be with licensing. It almost seemed like he was kind of saying it like that.
Yeah, like, oh, we couldn't get that guy, but, you know.
But we have his powers in there. So I think maybe they were only allowed a certain amount. Mm-hmm. Either way, if you like X-Men, it's an X-Men orgasm. And I was all over it. And I told the guy I was going to come back in my Psylocke costume and play it.
And you lied.
Well, I wanted to, but you guys weren't around me all day. They kept ditching me. I'll talk about it later on the cosplay day. And when we went back, he's like, you said you were coming back. And he was all sad, and I felt like a dick. But I thought I was going to come back in the costume, and he'd be like, what's this loser doing here? He's like, no, I saw so-and-so and a so-and-so. So apparently there were other X-Men floating about. I missed him. Yeah, X-Men Destiny's story is kind of disappointing, but I mean, any new X-Men is good X-Men for me, and I'm very excited. They said it's from the established, like, it seemed almost like the Earth 616 series, like, area, but not in anything that's happened recently in comics, so Schism has nothing to do with it. Wolverine and Cyclops are still besties and all that stuff. So, check it out. I'll be playing it if you guys can play it. I wonder if we can play online together. He didn't really tell me about it, but I'm assuming maybe you can. Maybe.
You're assuming maybe?
I'm assuming maybe.
So you're hoping.
So Giant.
Yes.
When you're a giant in real life, do you ever picture me as a Kelfling and you want to pick me up and carry me places?
Yes, all the time.
She's like, and you, go do that. Erin was playing this game called World of Kelflings.
It's been out for a while.
It's been out for a while, but I had never seen it before. And basically, you grab these little dudes with your giant fist, and you're like, you, go from here to here and mine that. Or you, go from here to here and scoop that up. And you tell them what to do. And I feel like every time she talks to me, she tells me that.
Basically, you're just a Kefling in my eyes. There's hundreds of you. I can make more anytime I want. By telling the others to make houses.
Yeah, you made houses, and then you had to put love in the houses, and that part I thought was incredibly queer.
It's a little queer. I don't actually think it's made for people my age. But that doesn't stop me from completely enjoying every second of playing it.
Like me and Connect. Did you play any Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, I did play Assassin's Creed just quickly. The demo was only multiplayer, and it was kind of hard to see.
Was it similar to the multiplayer in 2?
Very
0.5?
similar. I didn't play a whole lot of the
Brotherhood?
multiplayer for Brotherhood, so I didn't really have much to compare it to. I really was more curious about the story and about kind of where it's picking up and about what the characters.
And they didn't really tell you any of that?
And they didn't really get into any of that at all. It was really just getting thrown into the multiplayer and...
was it like Hunt and Be Hunted, like that? Where you're like skulking one guy and somebody else is skulking you? So that's exactly what was going on.
So someone's looking for you and you're looking for someone else, and...
if you move too fast, you get sighted, and... okay, so it's the same shit they were already doing. I don't know why they did it.
Yeah, no, I really wish that they did some sort of demo or of the story, and that bummed me out.
But we did get a handful of codes to give yourself I believe it's Altair's
it's Altair's outfit for your
avatar.
So we have a bunch of them, and we gotta figure out some interesting way of getting them. If you want them, let us know, and maybe we'll make you like do a truffle shuffle or something. We'll figure it out.
Suck Shorty's dick.
You suck my dick for an Assassin's Creed code.
But we did get, thanks to a gentleman friend of ours, he did help us out. Are we supposed to say his name?
Alex
He was a true gentleman. He held the door for me when he didn't know it was me. Like, he held the door open, and then he turned around when I said thank you, and he was like,
oh, it's you, and slammed your face.
No, but when I said he was a gentleman, he's like, it was an automatic door, and then I felt like an asshole. But Alex was a real sweetheart, and he hooked us up with some codes to give to you guys. So make sure that you guys want them, and let me know what you want.
And you're going to have to prove your Assassin's Creed love.
You know what we didn't like? I think the game I was least happy with, the game that pissed me off the most, the game that after waiting in line for 10 minutes to play it, I handed the girl the controller back early and said, I'm tired of this, take it back. Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yeah, it was just pretty disappointing.
I'm sure the game itself is good. The demo was shit. I don't know if you did the one with where you're running around in the circle and you got like the spider dropping down and you have to hit him. But I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and the girl is busy gossiping with her girlfriend. But then she's like, oh, you just have to shoot him down and then you'll get him. I was fucking bored out of my head, and I was like, this is repetitive, this is lame, I don't want to play it anymore, and I literally, before I was done with my time, handed her the controller and said, take it back, I don't want it.
Yeah, no, I think one of the things companies need to think about when they're doing the demos is, like, let's show them what the new shit is, so that they're not saying, wait, what's different from something else? What's different about this game? And I know that one of the 3 choices, there were 3 demos you could play, and there was one where you're like flying around. Maybe that was different than
she's like, that one's a little difficult. You might not want to do that. It was some bird's eye view or something.
I saw someone else doing that one, but yeah, just the general gameplay. It was like, okay, learn how to use the bow and arrow. Okay, learn how to use your sword. Okay, learn how to use how to throw bombs. And it's like, okay, so what makes it different than all the other Zelda games? Because one of the things that's so great about Zelda is really it's like this reimagining of this same legend over and over again, and it's like, okay, what's different? Like, there was no, the art style didn't even really look different, and it was like, okay, I can just replay Twilight Princess and really enjoy myself, and not impressed. I hope I'm wrong. I actually really hope. I hope the demo was terrible,
and the storyline will sell it,
and the game is going to be wonderful. Like, I hope that's what I'm hoping for.
But
call me a Nintendo fanboy. I am.
But what we did play sucked ass, and I hated it. And John's like, oh no, it's gonna be great. And someone posted in our effing Stalkers forum about, I think it was Josh, that they were giving away, or they were selling the, what's the, limited edition or whatever? Collector's.
Oh, the Collector's Edition. The Xbox?
Of the Skyward Sword, and it came with a gold Wiimote, and he's like, should I buy it? And I was like, sure, if you want to take a turd and gold plate it, you want to buy it, go ahead. Because I thought Skyward Sword was shitty, and it was like $100 and something for that, and it wasn't worth it. And I already have a million Wiimotes I don't use. Why the fuck would I need another one?
A gold one.
A gold one. For a system that I don't use anymore, and it's going to be obsolete soon. Because they're going to do the Wii U, and then somehow you have to get a whole new system for that. Nintendo, you have failed me lately. Hard. 3DS sucks.
I love my 3DS. You played 3DS the whole freaking flight back in the day.
I turned off the 3D, and I played, what was that?
Oh god.
Diner Dash?
My Little Restaurant?
My Little Restaurant. The storyline was really fun.
Basically Diner Dash on crack.
Yes. Those were a lot of the games we actually got to play.
What about Dan Mann's game?
So we scooted by a bunch of indie booths and checked some stuff out. And there was one indie booth that had an iPad, and it had, on it, a game called Monster School. And it's actually also on our site right now. You can see a little bit of us playing it, me in my Psylocke costume. and this cute gentleman named Dan, the man, showing us how to play it, and I was obsessed with beating the shit out of my monster. I was like, why can't I smack it? You're all petting yours, and he's all like, you're all petting him, and I'm like, smack it. And he's like, this is not something we want to teach children. And I was like, they have to learn obedience. And then, like, one of the guys was like, we'll do that just for you. And the other guy's like, I told them we wouldn't do that. Like, for some reason, this whole group of guys with this, what's the name of their...
NRRSQ.
Oh, SRRN? No, that wasn't them, was it?
NSFW.
NSFW, there you go. The guys with Monster School were amazing, and we kept coming back and fucking with them every day. We'd swing by and be like, Dan the Man, what's up? And Tyler, what's up? And we just messed with them. And on the way out, we actually had a good time.
And they put up with our shit, which...
Apparently, he was really inviting us to have beers with them afterwards.
Oh.
He's like, you guys should have come out for beers. It was great. They're Canadian, that's why. They love their beer.
They were Canadian?
They were. They're from Niagara Falls.
Take
the
back
game
everything
was cute.
nice I said.
It was kind of like Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
But on your iPad, and I don't have an iPad, and Tamagotchi was so, like... The game was cute. It was good for kids. For us, unless you're going to let me beat the shit out of my monster, neglect him, and, like, bury him in a home somewhere like I did with my Sims, I don't care.
Yeah, they need to make an adult version for us.
They need to make an adult version for us where you train him to do terrible things. You know what there should be? That version of Panda Corn School.
Yes.
Where you train your monster to be a fucking monster.
Yes.
Like, you want to
and
train
then
him to
hide
be a
it with
total
his big
scumbag.
panda eyes.
Yeah.
So
and
you
then
just-
you'll, like, come at him and be like, did you just crap in the middle of my living room? And he'll be like, do your panda eyes. To the camera, jackass.
And then you pet his horn.
Yeah.
And then he comes.
Yes. Rainbow.
Best game ever.
I think Josh maybe should set us up with something like that.
Hey,
We
Josh.
need to do Panda Corn School for monsters. And you teach your little critters that are very, very cute to be shitty little monsters.
And then hide it with their cuteness.
CERN, SRRN, that was the name of the company. I thought
SRN. Didn't I say SSR? SR?
USSR.
RSS?
That shit hurts.
NSFW.
Yeah, NSF.